Are airdrops actually useful? It's a hot topic, with many claiming that they only get random food items from them. But in my experience, they're so powerful that they can change the game entirely. And that's actually why I've been playing with them disabled for a while now. But what is it that makes them so powerful? Well, we'll get to that in a second. Let's start off by explaining the settings of airdrops, how they spawn, and what they actually even are. By default in 7 Days to Die, airdrops are set to come every 3 days. But you can actually drop that to every day or increase it to every 7 days, or you can disable it entirely. When you have it set to 3 days, it'll happen every 3 days at 12 PM. You'll hear a plane flying over you and you'll be able to see the orange flare that drops have. Also, you can choose to enable a map marker for airdrops in the settings. But how does the game choose where to spawn the airdrops? It seems to be based on player location, as I teleported around the map and let a few spawn in each area, and they very clearly followed me around. So I sat still with time sped up, and it seems that they try to spawn in a radius around the player between about 200 and 1000 meters, at least in single player. I don't have the time to test it in multiplayer right now, but if anyone knows the spawn rules there, let me know down in the comments. Now then, when you actually get to an airdrop, what is it? Well, it's a crate and it falls from the sky. You can loot it for various items. When you close the crate, it will break, dropping all the loot on the floor. So what exactly can spawn an airdrops that makes them so powerful? Well, the short answer is a lot of very good things. As it stands, your average airdrop will contain at least 2 items. Airdrops have a loot table, and that loot table is pretty simple. They will always drop 1 item from their first sub-loot table and 1 item from their second sub-loot table, and they have a very low chance of dropping an item from their last loot table. Now that item, in quotes, can and often is actually more than 1 individual item, or even 1 unique item. For example, you can get 5 or 6 actual unique items in the drop, because some loot groups are more than 1 item. Confused? Good. It's pretty simple though. The first loot group you have, which has a 100% chance of spawning, will give you a bundle equivalent to that of a quest tier, depending on your player loot stage. Now, player loot stage is a mechanic I've gone in depth into in the past, so I'll just give you the short version of it here. This number here is based on your level, the POI you're in, and the biome you're in when you search a container. Higher is better, and it stops being helpful at about 300. At the start of the game, you're only going to be getting a tier 1 bundle from your airdrop, which can be a farm plot bundle, ammo crafting bundle, pipe guns bundle, padded armor and scrap armor, a tier 2 food bundle, a tier 1 book bundle, a melee mods bundle, and a range mod bundle. One of those is guaranteed in an airdrop as early as level 1. The higher your loot stage is, the more insane that gets though. In tier 5 bundles, you can start getting legendary firearm bundles like a level 6 auto shotgun, or heavy armor bonus bundles, 500 steel blocks, all sorts of high-end gear just thrown at you and guaranteed in an airdrop. To get that, you're going to need to be a reasonably high level, at least about level 50, and when you hit level 50 you're going to want to go to the wasteland and you should see tier 5 bundles spawning in airdrops. Just get like 1 kilometer deep into the wasteland in time for 12 PM on airdrop day, and you'll have a 100% chance of getting a bundle, and there's a decent chance that that could be something like a legendary auto shotgun just thrown at you from the heavens. But every airdrop also has a 100% chance of giving you something from their second loot table. This can be up to 3 separate food items, 2 medical items, as well as farming and cooking recipes. That medical loot table can give you a beaker, by the way. Now, it's obviously not as interesting as the first loot table, but that is some useful free stuff. And the final loot group is actually the same as the first loot group, but you only have, I think it's a 10% chance for that one to spawn, so you might get a chance of getting 2 legendary auto shotgun bundles from an airdrop. Now, I'm gonna be honest, I don't actually know if that specific scenario is 100% possible, because it'd be very statistically unlikely for that to roll, and I don't know if there's some kind of guard against that mechanic, and I've never seen it happen. I would be very interested to know if anybody's gotten 2 of the same bundles from an airdrop though. But for sure, there is a chance you can get 2 tier 5 bundles from 1 airdrop, and tier 5 bundles are insanely powerful. The only other ways to get tier 5 bundles is by completing quest tier 5 with the trader, or with a very high loot stage at the very end of tier 5 POIs. And you can get 2 of them farted into your hands for absolutely nothing, along with a possible beaker as often as every day if you want that. For some examples, here's what I got from 25 airdrops at level 1 in the forest biome to give you a nice idea of what you're looking for at the start of the game. And here's what I got from 25 at max loot stage. By the way, if you're finding all this information helpful, then why not hit that subscribe button and turn notifications on? maybe drop a little like too. So looking at the loot we got from those 25 max loot stage airdrops, you can probably see why I think they're a little bit overpowered. Not overpowered enough that I think they actually need nerfed in the game, just overpowered for me to use them personally. Now I need to address one thing that probably has some long-time players absolutely coping, molding and seething in the comments, saying all they've found is corn seeds. Now I need to ask you two questions here. Did that actually happen in Alpha 20? Because they were buffed significantly in Alpha 20. And were you using reduced loot abundance? Loot abundance does affect airdrops just as much as any other container. Arguably more so, as the drops basically work by having one item spawn. So if you have a loot abundance of say 25%, you're very often going to find airdrops with nothing in them, and the chances of you actually getting 3 items from it are very, very low. So you can most definitely curb the usefulness of airdrops by reducing loot abundance, and that may explain why some people seem to report only ever getting a couple of pieces of food from their airdrops, despite that being literally impossible, as the game files literally show you what can spawn in them. And you can also just spawn as many airdrops as you want to test that for yourself. So if you've had conflicting experiences, you're either remembering wrong, or you've had loot abundance reduced, or you're just lying because YouTube comments are just like that sometimes. Because as I said, this info is from the game files, and I sat here and spawned in hundreds of these bloody airdrops. It was annoying, and I'm definitely right on this one. So to answer the question, are airdrops actually useful? Yes, they are. If you want to see me ask some of more 7 Days to Die's most burning questions, why not check out this video where I answer what does difficulty actually do in this game? Also, why not check out my Discord server where we chat about 7 Days to Die, Valheim and various other games and topics, links in the description. Thank you to my channel members and patrons for making this video possible. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.